Hello, my name is Monty Dial, yada yada. Let's just start on Into the Future. I want to get this over with. So, these chapters will involve aliens, which are slightly scarier. Not really that much. Like, we're gonna hit this base. There's probably gonna be like a few ship aliens, which are basically just Doges, but stronger. They're blue and they're stronger. Look at them, they're very scary. I will probably cut out a bunch of these chapters because, well, a bunch of stages because they aren't that interesting. Down here we have time scores now, which you need to beat a stage in a certain amount of time to get rewards. All that, very epic. So off to China we go. I would like to get through most of Into the Future within one recording, which sounds insane, but we're gonna try to. I will probably just be using pole vaulter because UFO is pretty bad. UFO is pretty bad, honestly. Also, it's not even level 20 because I haven't bothered upgrading it. But yeah, pole vaulter is level 21 now because she has a plus level and she's just gonna do that. Yeah, most of these early stages just you place a few units, you win. All pretty easy. Definitely goes faster than Empire of Cats did. Okay, after Russia. Yeah, so far these aren't that interesting. There'll be more enemies down the line, but yeah. We have 300% treasure on basically everything except cannon damage right now. I just cannot be bothered grinding more Empire of Cats right now because it's such a long process just to get every cannon attack one. All the stages are really expensive and it's just... there's no point in having it right now. Eventually we're gonna have trouble with these time scores, but yeah. So Norway is the second stage that introduces a new enemy, because this one is going to introduce our second alien, which will actually be quite scary in comparison. Okay, so this is Hypo. It's a Hyper Hippo. I expected a little bit more resilience. Okay, there it goes, I guess. I remember this thing being way tougher than it actually is. I guess I just never got enough treasure first. But yeah, that's that stage done, I guess. But yeah, if you're watching this right after episode 2, you'll probably be thinking, what happened? Why does he have Samba cats? Why does he have level 20 cats? Why does just everything? So basically, like, we beat chapter 1 in the last episode. I basically skipped all the boring parts, which is just Empire of Cats chapters 2 and 3. I made a video on the moons. Yeah, I made a video on the moons. You can watch that if you want a quick recap of what actually matters in those stages. But yeah, just generally speaking, there wasn't much that is to be missed except for the moons. So we're just flying into chapter 4 now, I guess. Into the future. Whatever you want to call it. Oh, a one horn, that's so scary. Yeah, I think this chapter is kind of intended after chapter 2 of Empire of Cats. At the same time, you're like supposed to get all treasures, obviously, but like you can start this after Empire of Cats 2, but you're gonna have a very hard time down the line. I think up to like Dubai is where you want to go with these, but yeah. Now after Germany. So obviously we're flying through these first few levels. Self-explanatory, honestly. That was very much a misclick. I intended to place Valkyrie, but yeah. Still kinda learning my keyboard shortcuts. Okay, that's multiple superior treasures already. That's great. After France we go. I don't know if you can hear it, but the Into the Future music is banger. Oh, look, another hypo. That's so scary. I am so scared what is going to happen to me. It's not like I'll just walk through it. That could never happen. Yeah, I would recommend Paris or Salon Cats if you have it. I'm just using Pole Vaulter because it's it's pretty decent DPS, it's area attacks, and it has the same range. So it's basically a poor man's Salon Cat in that sense, but yeah. Okay, that's our first leadership, I guess. And that'll be the next alien we see. But yeah, this first chapter is gonna be quite a pushover compared to the second and third. The second introduces even more aliens, so it actually does change up the normal chapter layout, which I like. Playing Empire of Cats 1, 2, and 3 and having all of the stages be the exact same is quite boring. Yeah, so this is Helmut Krabbe. That's how I'm gonna pronounce it, it's a weird one. Yeah, it's just your average tanky alien. Survives a little strike sometimes, literally does not mean shit when it comes to a melee attacker, like, it's dead. It's literally just dead, that's it. Okay, so we're rolling voice crack. Rolling in XP at this point. Except I have barely anything to use it on, so that's great. I need a fairly high user rank to get level 25 in turn 30 cats, which I will need those if I want to get true forms, which essentially make my cats way stronger. So for now we're gonna just have to deal with that. I could actually upgrade my UFO, I guess, because it's still level 15. Because I just couldn't be bothered to turn XP into it. Yeah, there's literally nothing of any value in this. Grease, our next new enemy, even though it's not an alien actually. The ultimate strategy for this one is spamming giraffe cats, because we're just pros like that. Okay, so this is Metal Hippo. First metal enemy you canonically see. It's just a fast attacking area damage hippo with... well, metal enemies take 1 damage from normal hits, which means they die extremely slowly usually. Metal Hippo has like, I think 40 or 80 HP, so 80 hits from literally anything will kill it. And thus faster attacking cats are better than slower attacking cats against metal enemies. But eventually we'll get crit attackers, which will be able to one-shot him, because crits do the full damage, as well as doing double damage, because it's a crit. But yeah, to get some crit attackers we'll have to do Cyclone stages, which I tried recording a few of those, but they didn't go very well, because I just didn't have my gacha leveled up, and it's very RNG to get those to actually work. But yeah, we'll get back to those eventually. Right now it doesn't matter. Okay, we're getting a lot of superior treasures. Yeah, so we need to get these crystals as well, because these allow us to actually debuff the aliens. We need to beat Australia for this first one. So aliens start at a higher magnification actually. Like, let's say they start at 300%, we get crystals, they go down to like... well, yeah, I don't know the exact numbers, but like, let's just say they go down to 100% if you get both crystals then. Which obviously makes them considerably weaker, and you'll have to get those if you want to actually beat most of the late game stages, because there is a lot of aliens, and they get way too tanky if they have all the crystal boosts still, so yeah. This is our next enemy. This is Imperator Seal. It's literally just a seal, but it does slow and it attacks very slowly as well. It is an absolute unit of... we also have our boy Bahamut, but I won't be able to use him. Well, I'll show him, but yeah. He's a pretty cool boy, but he's very slow. He hits for like 60k damage, so it's very high, but he only attacks every 20 seconds. Which makes him quite mediocre in that sense. Well, as a rush unit is mediocre, as a normal unit he's actually very good. And we'll have to use him to get crazed cats and stuff like that. That is a LeBlanc. These aren't that boosted, I guess, but the ones in chapter 2 and 3 are very tanky. I mean, these still seem very tanky, not gonna lie. Okay, I take that back. The later chapters do definitely make the stage way more painful, as they have so much health when boosted. Like, I'm talking multiple Bahamut hits. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's Dodge Dark, which is a black enemy. And those have very high DPS. As well as way too many knockbacks, so giraffes are actually really bad against this. Because they attack every single time they get knocked back. And they do a lot of damage per hit. But they are single target, so that's something. Okay, where did that teacher bear come from? Okay, Cambodia. First time we can actually use Bahamut. Yeah, so this is going to introduce our first major alien, which will be interesting. I'm gonna be aggressive. I don't have patience. And I want to get my score rewards. Can this hippo die? Thanks. Okay, so that's Moth, which is an alien moot. And they have very high range as well as freeze procs, so that's great. Okay, Bahamut is gonna get preoccupied with that kangaroo. And absolutely will obliterate it. Yeah, pole vaulters are gonna be pretty good against this, I guess, because they'll be able to hit it. But actually outranges pole vaulter normally, which is kind of sad. As you can see, this thing is pretty tanky. But yeah, dragons and Bahamut outrange it, but other stuff doesn't. Okay, there it goes. Most other stuff has like 10k. I did not get a good score. I needed 7k, that was way off. But yeah, once we get the crystal, which we'll have to farm, which is also why I'm doing this during a treasure festival. Is the treasure festival expired? It's expired, yeah. Hold on. Oh look, magically the treasure festival reappeared. That's great. Okay, so back to the Philippines now, I guess. You can say what you want, but I'm not going to grind without a treasure festival. I like this base design. The magical banana men. Reminds me of the minions. Of course, there's a Laboa now. Why wouldn't there be a Laboa? Yeah, you can see how tanky these guys are, like... Jesus. Okay, there goes the base. Yeah, it seems at this point I'm gonna start losing score rewards because I just do not have the DPS for this. As well as aliens just being way too tanky. I'm gonna place a wheel. Yeah, wheel is actually still pretty good. Like, it does good damage, does good health. Definitely one of the better cats without a true form. Okay, that's a Shy Boy. Yeah, so Shy Boy is literally just a red face, which attacks very fast. Does quite a lot of damage. Has a few more knockbacks. Quite strong. But yeah, nothing now whale cats can't handle. Okay, never mind, there's a second one. God damn. Please just die. Good lord, these guys are tanky. Yeah, I am probably going to use Swimmer Cat for this when I start cleaning up the treasures, but I don't need these ones specifically. Because, oh boy, these guys are very tanky. The only reason I'm not using Swimmer is because I want to stay within reasonable gacha limits. We need Australia for that one. Gonna send Gamatoto off real quick. So I've just been sending him off a bunch in the meantime. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, so now we have our 3 little buddies over here. We got 2 lackeys and an underling now. We got facility 999. Next one requires 900 user rank and Gamatoto level 14. But that's quite a lot of stuff. I'm going to send him out for an hour. Another leadership. Okay. So after this one I'm gonna have to grind treasure. That's great. I don't think there's anything interesting in here. Not sure. Of course there's kangaroos when I place a giraffe. I mean, UFO is kind of viable right now because I don't have any good AoE attackers. Okay, thank you for existing. I'm so happy you're here. Hitting my Valkyrie cat, great. That's another example of why Valkyrie cat is amazing. Same range as every other ranged cat, with no DPS to back it up. Okay, there goes the base. Yeah, so this is the Great Abyss. Very big stage. Very dangerous stage. I'm going to have to get treasure, so I'll be right back. Okay, way too much energy and time later, and we're at the Great Abyss. Yeah, so this is gonna be the next big enemy. Every Great Abyss is going to be a big enemy which will act as a boss. We're only gonna see one of these every single chapter, so that's great. And it's also why we need the crystals, because otherwise they are way too strong. But yeah, I grinded on all those treasures, so now aliens should be considerably weaker. That still takes 3 hits from Will, that is pretty insane. But yeah, we're not gonna rush this one, we're gonna build up money, because you want to be prepared for these, as the enemies in the base are quite tanky. I think all of them were also on a time, well, not on a timer, on base health, so we got plenty of time to build up our wallets. The enemy's gonna outrange everything, so that's great. Except Bahamut. Bahamut the Beast just does not care. I don't remember if dragons outrange it, probably not. Helmut Krabbe, my arch nemesis. Okay, there we go. So that's an I am face, which also does freeze, because why not, I guess. Very, very tanky. Okay, that Imperator still got demolished. But yeah, he hurts very badly, attacks very fast, and quite a lot of range. Does seem like dragons outrange him, but yeah. Yeah, so he's just gonna be a pain. Attacks fast, does a lot of damage, and just tanky as all hell. That's gonna miss. Yep, that missed. Yeah, that's the one issue with Bahamut, is that he's not very reliable for actually hitting his shots, but when he does, he's an absolute nuke who will wipe out pretty much everything. And this fight without 300% treasure is an absolute menace though, and I do not recommend. Okay, it's 4 knockbacks. Yeah, I've tried this with like 2 sets of treasure. I did not enjoy the experience. It is so painful. Base is gonna go down. Bahamut is gonna finish it off. Kaboom. And there we go. Absolutely horrendous. I believe that treasure gives us scan recharge. Yeah, recharge. Not that important. And that increases debuffs and damage abilities against their respective types. And this will give me faster energy recovery, which I should probably actually get now that I think about it. And then obviously max energy, because we have one of those in every chapter. Now I'm gonna leave this off for now. I will do the other half of this chapter in part 2, I guess, but we'll see.